So, okay, well, let's call this dang meeting to order.
Okay.
It's,
And do we have somebody, Vanessa, are
general-
you doing minutes?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
My apologies.
Okay, so agenda wise, let's see. Call meeting to order. We did that. Approval of, okay, we need to approve the agenda. Everyone should have gotten that in email, and Ruth has it up on the screen for us. So we'll take a motion to approve that agenda. It's
I'll
a
make
short
a motion.
Was that Vanessa?
Yes.
Okay, we need a second then, please.
Oh, Rebecca put it in the chat.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Rebecca. Okay, we've had a motion to approve the agenda. All those in, is there any comment, discussion, anything that needs to change?
I will say I did just add a point this morning, that B for new business, just as a discussion point, not a voting thing. So,
Okay. All right. I'm not hearing anything, so if blah, blah, blah. All those in favor of approving the agenda, please say aye, raise your hand, somehow signal. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All
got a
right,
thumbs
motion
up from
carried.
Rebecca. Cool.
Okay. Awesome. All right, so on to the minutes from February 8th, which is down in also in that same document.
And you know what? I can also, I don't know why I didn't do this. I'll throw this link into chat real quick as well, so you don't have to rely on me scrolling. But I will still scroll.
Okay.
I think that's the main body of it. I did go through and double check spelling of names and things like that. So.
If we can have a motion to approve the minutes, unless there are any additions or corrections.
I wasn't there, but I can make a motion.
That's fine.
Yep.
Okay.
I was here, but you know, I don't remember half this stuff, so we'll need a second. I don't think I can second things.
I'll second. Andrea.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Andrea. We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from last month or last May 10th meeting. I'm sorry, February 8th meeting. Today is May 10th. I don't know what's wrong with me today, folks.
It's early, man. Really Monday-like.
Yeah. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, sounds like that carried. All right, moving on. Indiana State Library report. Ruth, it's all you.
Yeah, as I say, I don't have a whole lot other than to just let you know that obviously the IDL has launched. The EIDC is no more. It seems to have reached a pretty early stage equilibrium, which is fantastic. I've heard some good things. There was notes in the minutes about the OPAC page, and there have been updates to that as well. So we have removed the which overdrive link should I use, and have started getting the records into Evergreen. There are some things that we had to work out. There was an issue with the MARC records for videos coming in improperly coded in their fixed fields. And so what that was doing was that if you did a search that was locally scoped and you didn't have enough like local holding results, you would notice that there were overdrive records in there, even if you excluded electronic resources. And so that was an error on their part. We're working with them to get those coded correctly. I did go back and retroactively code about 1,000 records, which was a pain in the neck, by the way. I just need to say, sitting there just adding an S or fixed field was ridiculous, which is why it should be automated. And so they are working on that. I hope to hear back today that they have added the correct fixed field in there so that that is not an issue. We did have the inaugural meeting for the advisory committee on the 25th of April, and we do have 5 Evergreen, Indiana libraries represented on that. And that was kind of a purposeful thing because we do have, so we don't want to have like a voting majority because it kind of looks bad. But at the same time, we want really adequate representation since there are so many Evergreen, Indiana libraries in the IDL. So that has happened, and that's most likely going to be a semi-annual thing, having those meetings pretty low key, but to make sure that there is oversight. And then the collection management team training happened the next day. And it's a little bit larger of a team with essentially 2 people a month. So maybe, I don't want to say for sure that there are 24 people on it, but that's pretty close. That will be going in and doing consortial purchasing, addressing high holds, addressing things that have been weeded and need to be unweeded, and those types of things. The other part of that from the Evergreen, Indiana part is that previously Bob would go into Overdrive and all of our EIDC records were all consortial titles. So with the IDL, it is structured a little bit differently where we have the consortial titles, which is what essentially the the collection management team does, but then every library has an Advantage account. And so what that requires is rather than loading 2 files that he had, which were 2 pretty big files, obviously, he's going to be loading more than that. So because it will include all of the Advantage titles that have been purchased by IDL members, not just Evergreen Indiana libraries, because everybody has access to all of those, even though they're Advantage titles. So we're working out that workflow right now to make sure that he gets the right ones. So that's ongoing.
Hey, Ruth, I
Yeah.
get like daily emails saying, hey, here's your new MARC records from Overdrive.
You can unsubscribe to those.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't do anything with them. I just wondered about them.
Yeah,
like,
you
should I be
literally don't
doing
need
something?
to. No, no. And I was getting them every day too. I'd been getting them previously, and which I did check them, but you don't have to do that. And I think that they're really confusing to people thinking, oh, I got these MARC records. What do I do with them? If you're in Evergreen, Indiana, you literally need to do 0 things with them.
That's what I thought, but it was just one of those things like,
Yeah, and they automatically subscribe to everybody that has an marketplace account to get those emails. So it's kind of an opt-out rather than an opt-in thing.
Gotcha.
So, okay, that's basically all I have for the state library, unless there are any questions that are going on about things going on or whatever.
You may have already addressed this. I'm sorry, I was late getting to the meeting.
Worries. Yeah.
What about the magazine renewals? Like I don't think we ever paid last year.
So those are that is part of the platform fee now well, it's not part of the platform fee. It's part of the consortial credit that the collection management team is going to be managing. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. It's not going to be a separate thing. It's going to be included in with the IDL, the consortial portion that goes there. So
nice.
Yeah, so you're good. You don't have to do anything with it. Yay. And I had not addressed it. Great question. Anything else? Okay, that's all I
Okay.
have.
All right, is there any unfinished business? Doesn't
Nope.
look like it. All right.
Not that
on
I
to-
found.
Library IQ, I guess this is kind of me-ish, sort of.
Yep, and I'll bring up this pricing document if you're okay
Okay.
with that.
And does anyone remember, has Library IQ talked to us as a committee in the past about their product? I don't recall it, but I could have been asleep. It's been a rough year.
And I
I
looked back
feel
through,
like they have.
yeah, I looked back through the minutes and didn't find it, but I didn't look back real far.
Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, Library IQ has approached me just as an individual. It is, if you haven't looked at their product, it's basically a reporting tool that it helps with collection development in many ways. It's honestly an easy way to run reports as far as collection, circulation, has a lot of good like patron information, just kind of aggregate patron information as well. I'm thinking about buying it for my library, but I just happen to mention, hey, do you ever, offer any discounts or anything like that? So they came up with this option for Evergreen Indiana libraries. Option A is just, anyone in Evergreen who wants to subscribe to it, they'll give us the rate of, what is that? $6,000?
Yeah, $1,000 for the implementation
Yeah.
fee and then $6,000 a year.
Yeah, so that's their deal, just if anyone, individually. And I think Shelby County is also looking at it, according to my salesperson who talks way too much and I tune him out too. There are some other options if we as a consortium wanted to push forward to this. I personally didn't think we would be that excited about it, but basically the consortium paying like the implementation fee, and then member libraries would get a discount. And then, or just the great deal that the consortium could buy it for everyone for a mere $250,000 a year. So yeah, I know, exactly. But I just mainly wanted to make sure people were aware of it. I said, it looks like a good product to me. Some of the things I liked about it were the ability to see, it would give you like a relative use number for just like portions of your collection. So you could see, my true crime novels, I apparently need, it can give you a ratio that says, hey, you need more true crime novels, or you have too many cookbooks or things like that. So I think I can justify it to my board based on just, collection savings, that we're not overbuying in some categories and using our collection money more wisely in others. It had some nice other reporting features too that I think we'll implement, but I just wanted to throw this out that there is a special consortium pricing. If people do want to see it and mention that they're an Evergreen library, they'll get that $6,000 a year. I don't know. He kept telling me it saved me like, $4,000 a year. I don't know. He never gave me a price for what it would be without consortium pricing. So,
Okay, that was my question. What is this?
I know.
Compared
I keep
to,
going through my emails from him because he kept saying he was going to send me that information and show me how much I would be saving, but I don't for some reason see that. For some reason, the number $9,000 sticks in my head, that's what he would have been charging me. And I'm not sure if the pricing would be different for a smaller library too.
Yeah, that was my thing, as I was actually looking through this, is
Yeah.
that it's not scaled at all based on
Exactly. And
size
for a
of-
large library,
yeah.
for me, I think $6,000 is a terrible price, but if I'm only serving 8,000 people, I think that is a
Right.
terrible
or
price.
3,000 people. Yeah.
Exactly. So, but anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there that Library IQ is willing to give us a discount on things, and that it's out there.
So do you have a contact person that you could send
I
along so I
do.
can make sure that before I send information out to
Sure.
the consortium that I
I will do that.
understand? Okay, I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
I will say that there are no short conversations with him either. So
Never with a salesperson.
yeah, but I'll send that to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Is there
That's all
any more questions or conversations
Yeah.
about that? I do have another question, but it's kind of a technical one.
Okay. Like, how does it, that's my question too. I don't know how.
How's it going to integrate with Evergreen to actually?
They say they've done Evergreen libraries before, but I don't know. if a
Everybody
consortium-
says that.
I know, and I don't know
Okay.
if they've ever done like a consortium like ours either, you know. Sure, it's one thing if you're doing a freestanding library and how it integrates.
Well,
But
I don't
yeah,
think that it's a problem, honestly. I would just,
Yeah.
If you go down that road, if anybody goes down that road, and I'll talk with
Yeah.
the salesperson as well, that the sooner we can know about how they expect to integrate
yeah,
as opposed to how they actually can integrate,
mhm,
the better.
yeah,
Because I would hate for somebody to get a product that
doesn't work.
they can't have the features that they're actually
Yeah.
wanting because of our need for privacy because of
Yeah.
the way the consortium works. So
Most of the info, well, that's not true. I was saying a lot of the information I'm interested in is collection based, you know,
right, and that's
titles.
pretty easy. Yeah.
I know there is a piece of it that does analyze patron information. I
Mhm.
don't think they go so far as to giving you names and things like that, but there was one section he was showing me that like gives you a map of your patrons. I could see that being useful, saying, why doesn't anyone from this neighborhood use the library? Or why is this neighborhood utilizing the library? But
Right.
it doesn't. So, I mean, it does skim some patron information as well. So that's just out
So it's
there.
something that we could
Yeah.
definitely talk about. And I know
Right.
that we're looking at ways to
Mhm.
provide limited patron information
It is
in a
anonymous
secure way
information.
too.
Yeah, and it is anonymous. It's not like telling, you know, it's not like pulling that data saying,
Sure.
you know, Joe Brown lives at this address. It's more like it gets a map showing.
Well, and
putting it-
generally they don't pull from Evergreen.
Yeah.
Generally we send.
Right.
So although we're
Yeah.
working on ways to,
Yep.
so
So anyway,
something to consider.
Yeah.
Anita says,
And-
I think Jackson County has or has had that in the past. Oh, maybe
Yeah.
that's where this is coming up is maybe from a cataloging committee meeting.
could be. Yeah.
Oh, we're all in the meetings. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and like 8 years ago, we had it, so it must work
Is
with
it-
Evergreen.
Is it
Okay.
Library IQ or Collection HQ? Because the names
Okay, we
are
had
similar.
Collection HQ, so that's a different one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the
HQ
one you're
is a
talking about
different
actually
thing.
sounds more useful than what Collection HQ was for us.
Yeah,
So-
the Library IQ, yeah, because I remember looking at Collection HQ
Yeah,
and
I
it was
do.
such a complex beast. Whereas Library
Yeah.
IQ is more just a reporting layer. I mean, it uses Evergreen and makes the reports super easy is the thing.
So you basically pick your information from what they have generated
Yes.
based on what they've gotten.
And it's just a very GUI interface for, okay, I want to look at this branch, the
Mhm.
children's collection, the 600s in children's, you know, and it's just a nice GUI, easy layer rather than using it's all things
Using the
if you were-
reporter, yeah,
Yes, exactly.
in Excel somehow.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Yeah, this
and-
actually sounds more useful than Collection HQ. I mean,
Yeah,
the
I thought so
different
too.
features.
Yeah, I thought so too. So that's, like I said, I'm kind of interested. I'm going to try to work on talking my board into buying it actually, but I will send Ruth information on this and you can send it out to the consortium. So,
Okay.
Yep.
And then it's possible if we do get enough feedback from libraries that want to do it, that option B could be more of a possibility in the future, but maybe check it out and see if there
yeah,
is specific, and it would be from the larger libraries at this point, if there's enough interest from the larger libraries to get maybe to that 25 or above that 25 point, but somewhere within there, that consortium fee, we can figure out if that is something that we want to pay from Evergreen Indiana money, or if it's something, even if you divide it up, if there are 25 libraries, you add another $1,000 onto the annual subscription, and that's still $6,000 rather than $7,000.
yeah,
Well, I guess it's a one-time implementation fee. So
yeah.
anyway, it could be worth it, but that's down the road. You don't need to worry about that today. So if you send me that, then I will send option A out through probably an Evergreen update if you're okay with that.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
just so that there aren't like 50 million emails that people can get lost in. Although people may not be looking at the Evergreen update either.
Well, is there any way we could possibly set up a webinar for it? Because
Oh,
I'd like
he
more
would
information about
absolutely.
it.
Okay.
He would absolutely do that. I mean, he was, yeah, absolutely.
So I will reach out to him then.
He will do it however you want to do it. So
Yeah, if you send me the information, I will set up something with him for a webinar that people
Okay.
can actually join, and then
Okay.
maybe do that even before sending out information about pricing.
Okay. I just sent you, basically I forwarded one of his messages that has kind of a description of what it does and his contact information on it, Ruth.
Okay. It takes a minute for things to arrive to my inbox, so. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you, Krista.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have here just really to start thinking about this. So you may or may not be aware of this, that when Porter County joined Evergreen, Indiana, they did so, and I guess it's worth going back and saying, they decided that they were also going to implement a discovery layer at close to the same time as they were migrating to Evergreen, Indiana. So that was a big deal, but they did it, and it's pretty amazing. So if you go to, well, it's not pretty amazing, it's a discovery layer. I'm not going to add value judgments to it. So it's good because it integrates not just Evergreen, Indiana, but their other digital catalogs and other resources that they have into one place, which of course is what a discovery layer does. So if you go to pcpls.org and then click on their catalog link, you can take a look at that. The discovery layer that they are using is Aspen, which is actually a forked version of ViewFind. It is supported by Bywater Solutions, and there is that. They did get kind of preemptively, I guess, consortial pricing for if maybe Evergreen, Indiana wanted to implement a discovery layer in full for the full consortium. I don't have enough information to really know how that would technically work at this point. But I do have these two listed here, Aspen and then ViewFind, which is supported currently in the Evergreen environment by Equinox. Both of these discovery layers work with other ILS. So worth noting that, but there has been a lot of work done in the past few months to get Aspen to integrate appropriately with Evergreen, and ViewFind, of course, with Equinox, they've optimized it to work with Evergreen. So I think that it would be something to consider thinking about for the consortium because of the different types of collections that you are making available to your patrons, or we are making available, so that they would have a kind of one-stop search mechanism there. So I just wanted to get that information out there to start thinking about it. And if you're interested, I can pursue it further. No decision needs to be made today, but it can be if you want to. The decision being, yeah, track down information, or no, don't track down information.
Well,
but also a conversation. Do we want that?
I don't know. I mean, okay, I'm dumb here. What is the advantage of having a discovery layer? That it integrates all of our resources in one easy search?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
So, and you could scope it, of course, to local holdings, just like you would do with Evergreen, or just like you in your system, you could scope obviously your branch or your system level. It would work the same way. But it would include things like Hoopla and Overdrive and whatever else you have in there. If you have some other thing, it would include it in that kind of federated search.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also manages, at least Aspen does manages some aspects. Well, it has its own patron account that integrates with the patron's account, so that there's some, I don't know that it's different, but all of those things, they're all managed from the same place rather than having to go to a variety of things. This is my understanding. A total oversimplification. They are a complex animal, especially when you're starting to bring in all of those different databases and all of the administration that goes along with the databases and the settings for your individual libraries. Of course, with IDL, that makes it actually a little bit simpler now. So there is that part of it. Yeah. I can see reasons to have it consortially and reasons not to have it consortially.
Mm-hmm. Well, it doesn't hurt to look into it, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's my thing. It doesn't hurt to look into it and get more information.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I will do that. And I'm interested too. I'm interested how they would handle rolling this out for, I mean, and of course we have the shared OPAC, so we already have this kind of experience already, but it would, if we did it consortially, that would be a whole new look and additional different functionality in there, and things like, and Anita, since you're here, I'm going to totally use this, things like your virtual shelves using the conjoined items. How do those show up in this discovery layer? How do all of those unique ways that you have used the software, how do they represent to patrons? Do they do it still in a useful way? I don't know the answer to that. Those are the things that I'm interested to see what they would do. So I will do that. I'm not sure that I'll have all the information by the next meeting, but definitely by the meeting following. Yeah. And I'm going to focus specifically on these two, but if there's another one that you would like me to look at, just let me know. Aspen is the one that you can kind of see out there in the wild already over top of Evergreen, Indiana. So.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. That's all I have for that. Just
I mean, I don't think
it
it hurts to keep us in the current, you know, if this is what the current, I don't know. It looks nice. I'm looking at Porter counties right now and it's pretty.
The reason that I am most interested in it has to do, well, lots of reasons, but this is why it is stuck in my mind constantly, is that the Evergreen Community Development Initiative, one of the priorities that they have looked at is building out the OPAC so that it does searches of Overdrive and Hoopla if you wanted, so that you could add tabs for third-party things. But to me, it's kind of reinventing the wheel, since there are discovery layers out there that already do this, and without adding more complexity to our already pretty complex ILS. In my mind, if we can utilize those third-party things in an effective manner, we don't continue creating this.
Right.
Well, we do the gargantuan ILS that we have, but we don't add things that could break it and are unnecessarily fussy. So that was my thinking.
Yep. I don't know. I said
Okay.
It's worth a look. We don't have to do anything, but let's at least look and do our due diligence.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Anything else? Looks like we are on to announcements. Stop, reject that. Next meeting is 10 a.m., August 9th.
So we had in a meeting previously that we may go down to every 6 months. But we hadn't set dates differently yet.
Yeah.
So there is, I guess I should have had this actually as an action item here, except for it's already been decided.
Yeah.
It's already in minutes. Do you
Mhm.
want to
Yeah.
have one in August 9th, or do you want to push it out a little bit more?
I mean, that's 3 months from now. I think
It
we
is.
have a couple things going on here between the discovery layer stuff and the library IQ that, you know, 3 months, 3 months now, we might have some stuff to talk about. So
Okay.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
keeping it August 9th. And if the date gets closer and we don't have anything to talk about, then we won't.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Well, and isn't
Sounds
the
good.
Gale legal form renewal coming up or?
Oh, Andrea, I don't know. The answer is I should know, but I'm still pulling a lot of things apart right now and making sure that the balls don't fall, but they might get kind of close to the ground.
hang on.
I'm short though, so I'm close to the ground too.
Because I remember there was something about the,
Yeah,
what, Chilton
Yeah.
and,
Chilton
I feel like
and
that was
forms.
summer. Yeah, I feel like that was a summer thing.
Okay, I'm back.
there was, let me pop down here. No, this was for reference solutions. Okay. If it happens between now and the next meeting, I'll send an email out
Okay.
and see if
Okay.
there's any specific action that needs to be done. But I will look those up. I will find out how to look those up.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a great plan.
Thanks.
How is like job search going for replacement for Keith and
I will be the
And Lynn
replacement for
and-
Keith.
okay.
So there is that. So then there will be an opening for me.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That
That's awesome.
will hopefully, actually have an email right here that I think that they have both been, yes. So Lynn's position has been filled
Good.
by Jeremy, who is already here. He's worked on stuff and he's coming up to speed really well. We also have a meeting with Equinox tomorrow to look at extended support. So that's good.
Yeah.
And then this position has been posted and it ends on May the 30th.
Okay.
And then I don't know when there will be an announcement about me. Until there is, I'll be interim. And
Okay.
so, and then I won't be interim.
Awesome.
It will be official.
It will,
Well, good.
yes,
Good.
you're welcome. So very sorry.
We're not.
As I say, I may not be the best coordinator, but I will fall on a sword for you all. So there's that. I don't know if that's good or not. Anyway,
Mhm.
ta-da. Yeah, so I will say, and I think that I will say this here and I will say it in lots of other places. I'm very happy where we're at. Even though we haven't like arrived at the spot that I want to be at for Evergreen, Indiana, we are on the road to it. And I haven't felt like that in a really long time. So that there's some equilibrium. If there are questions that come in, I more times than not don't know the answer, but I know the direction that it needs to go in. And there are people to ask it to that are reliable. And that is a very comforting thing for me. And we are at, I would say, pretty full equilibrium with Porter County, which I had some panic moments in the past few months, but we're good. I always panic even though I know we'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good. And I did just get your
Okay.
email, Krista.
Okay, good deal.
It's totally my Outlook. It just takes forever. So,
Okay.
okay.
Well, I think that's it then. So I think we'll take a motion to adjourn and see each other in August unless anyone else has something they want to add.
I'll motion to adjourn. This is Susan.
Thank you, Susan. Any second? Heck, I'll second it, even though I don't think I'm supposed to. All in favor? Yeah.
Aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Y'all have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.